Are you saved or being saved? King James Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of God. New King James Version, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. Now, my comment is, and I've been around with these people a lot, the Assemblies of God preach are being saved, and it's just amazing. Now, they get their power from their gibberish. The more gibberish they have, the closer they are to God. And I've asked them all kinds of questions. For instance, if someone should get saved in their church and is a babe of Christ, when do you tell them he can lose it? Well, one man said, well, when it gets to Hebrews, I can't remember the verse of it, chapter, but anyway, he says that's when they'll know. I said, what happens if they die before that? It's such a rat's nest. And I quote them the verses in John chapter 10, verses 28, 29, and 30, where Jesus said, no one takes them out of my hand. The next verse says, no one takes them out of the Father's hand. I and the Father are one, and the Jews took up stones to stone him. I said, what about that? You people, tell me how that you get around that. Well, we get enough power where we can walk away from God. And I thought, what kind of a God is that? I mean, this fellow is a God then, lowercase g, if you can do that. Anyway, I didn't mean to tie all this up in that, but the next sentence, they swear to us that modern translations don't affect the fundamental doctrines of the faith. But, number one, the new birth happens in a moment of time. It's not a process. You're either saved or lost. There is no middle ground. Number three, the NKJV and its modern version cousins present salvation as a process. This is works. This is what all the dead religions have, is works. They put you under their laws. Anyway, here, instead of a fixed event by their translations, choice. Number three, all English Bible previous to the KJB saved are saved. So where did this alternate choice translation come from? Number four, the NKJV reads like the apostate 1881 Revised Edition. Quote, the Revised Version brings out the true meaning of these words. Instead of reading them that perish and us which are saved, we ought to read them that are perishing and us which are being saved. Here again, I insert my 2 cents. These are all weasel words, and the modern translators have weasel words coming out their ears and mouth and nose and whatever. To continue, this is to say the apostle represents the two contrasted editions not so much as fixed states, either present or future, but rather as processes which are going on and are manifestly in the present, incomplete, unquote. The NKJV repackaged the corrupt 1881 Revised Version view of salvation. I'll put the text of an exchange I had with a loser. That's what I call them because they say you can lose your salvation. I'll try to fit in the entire paragraph of that.
Before all things, and by him all things consist. beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. Jesus is my all in all. He is the beginning. Colossians chapter 1, 17 and 18. He must have preeminence, the firstborn from the dead. The church is his body, and he is the head. He must have preeminence, the firstborn from the dead. For the church is his body, and he is the head.